Nick, tell us a little bit about your company and what your journey was to get to inkjet.
So I'm third generation into JD Graphic. My grandfather started in 1963, and then my dad took it over and grew the company, and then I took it over a few years back. We were a web shop and a sheet fed shop, and now we have one sheet fed left and only inkjets. So it was quite the transition, but we embraced the digital market and tried to grow with it and evolve at the same time that everyone are still kind of at the back end of it. So it's been quite an evolution for us.
So you have a long history.
Yep.
Your third generation printer.
Yes, third generation.
Ink was in your grandfather's veins and your dad's, and now here you are.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about what's been the approach and the decision to get to inkjet coming from an offset background.
So since we were in the roll market for so long, and like I said about the availability of paper, it was an easy transition to go into inkjet, especially with the amount of versioning, the quality. Years ago the quality was not there. Now the quality is where it's not transactional anymore. You can produce self-mailers, books, all the stuff that you were not capable of doing before.
Yep.
Makes it very easy and seamless. And with the labor shortage, that was a big key point to us because one operator for one machine is huge
Right.
advantage.
So you tell us a little bit about your decision to get to Screen and why Screen is the right strategic partner for you.
So Screen, we actually looked at all the other manufacturers, and Screen was a great decision because it was a true partner. I didn't know what we were going to be getting into. I've never dealt with inkjet before. Screen made that gap, that bridge, a lot easier to cross because I needed information, I needed education on it, and they were always there to support me. The pricing and everything was great, and the support is by far better than I've ever seen. I mean, within 24 hours, you have someone at your doorstep trying to make sure if you're down, they're going to fix it.
So what were the biggest changes in your workflow as you went from offset web into inkjet?
Well, I think the biggest one is the employees enjoyed a lot more coming to work. My one employee's been with me 25 years. He enjoys coming on Saturday because he's not going home cleaning up ink off out of his fingernails. And the automation process, it's a lot more on the front end as it is the back end. We try to automate as much as possible, and Screen has allowed us to do that by partnering us with doing portals and systematic approaches that I never would have experienced before with anybody else.
So how have these new inkjet capabilities impacted what you can provide to your customers or new work that you might be getting from your customers?
So in 2022, we never actually mailed a single mail piece ever. We did all direct mail, but we'd always source it out. This year, we're up to 80 million pieces since January 1.
Congratulations, you're in the direct mail world.
Yes.
It's official.
It was a learning curve, but all you got to do is just kind of buckle down and try to do the best you can.
Yeah. So what are some of your lessons learned from outsourcing direct mail to bringing it in-house to serve your customers? What lessons can you share?
Honestly, be as transparent as possible. Make sure that they know the product they're going to get is the best that you're going to be able to do. And timelines, under promise, over deliver. That's a very key thing. But Screen and inkjet has allowed us to make turn times that were 7 days now into 24 hours.
That's huge. So what does time to market mean for your customers?
World Series happens, we're mailing the next day.
Great, wonderful.
Yeah.
So what were some of the biggest challenges? Because this is a big change, and I've helped other clients go from offset to inkjet. What were some of the challenges?
I think the one thing I could at least try to recommend is make sure your front end system, in terms of pre-press and prep and data, is all in line prior to putting the press in. Before, when it was manpower in order to get jobs done and operators, it's about preparation and making sure everything's streamlined. Because you could have a press that can print as fast as possible, but if you can't feed that press, there's no point in having it.
So front end, up front, doing data work and what was pre-press work.
Yep, and embrace it. I mean, try to realize that some of the jobs that you think are just only going to be offset, you can find other ways to do it if you do it inkjet. So, I mean, that's a big advantage that other people might not have.
So what do you think some of the important things that you're considering as you look to the future of your company, third generation and beyond, in terms of how are you going to approach changes in the industry?
So, we've tried to evolve in trying to do different types of products with the current equipment that we have. I mean, before we were doing just saddle stitch books and brochures and marketing material. Now we're doing novels that publish books, and we're running them on the screen and put them in pre-collated book blocks and put them right to a binder, and they're out the door. I think what you got to do is just, walk around in your everyday life and find things that, wow, there's ink on paper, and find a way to, you could find a way to get it done with inkjet and the finishing capabilities if you put them in.
Wonderful. So as you look at some of the new technologies that are here at the show, and with the Drupa coming up next year, what are some of the things you're going to be doing more research on to make investments?
I think the label market is label and packaging is a big growth industry. Just got to find the right partner to grow with it. Right now we're putting our third inkjet in, so we bought another one that just got put in. So in 16, 17 months we'll have 3 inkjet webs.
Congratulations.
Completely transitioned, yeah.
Great.
So I think packaging is a strong market though, and that's what we're trying to look at right now.
And what do you think the value add is for your customers, what they're going to need in the packaging segment?
Quick turnaround and good quality. A lot of times it's inventory items that most of the buyers, no shame to them by any means, but they realize inventory levels are getting low and they have to order and make them look good, get it there within 48 to 72 hours.
Great. Well, thank you for taking the time to speak with us today.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Great.